street, facing that big tower. Anybody can hear? I'm facing that big tower.
Okay,
so
the wind's
talking.
out of the east. I'm sorry I gave you the wrong information.
This is extraordinary.
That's extraordinary.
The tears in the eyes of all those who are watching him as well. Brian Todd joining us from Washington now. Brian, you had a lot of time that you've spent with the crew, and you've gotten to know Felix Baumgartner too. This is an incredible, extraordinary feat here.
Sure
what
is.
are your impressions?
It is incredible. I was worried for him a few moments ago, right after the jump, Frederica, right after he stepped off. You could see him spinning. Now, that was somewhat expected, some spinning, but when I saw him spinning, it looked a little worrisome, but he stabilized very quickly. When he stabilized, you heard cheers from Mission Control. He free fell a few minutes after that. While he was free falling, he was talking to Mission Control. They were talking to him.
Wow.
Everything was fine, stable. When he opened his chute, you heard more cheers going up. He just communicated to Mission Control, I'm facing that big tower. Of course, we don't know exactly which big tower he's looking at, and you can see, if you can see some of this on delay, there are significant winds that are taking him, you know, they told us last week that he could land maybe 20 to 30 miles away from Mission Control.
Wow.
And then they'll send the rescue choppers out to get him. But so far, it looks very, very good, Frederica.
So he's roughly 5,000 feet now. We've, out of an abundance of caution, cut away from the live pictures. We'll bring them to you when we know he is actually on the ground. Again, these are images earlier of him leaving the trailer, getting ready to get into that capsule, and we've been watching all morning long and marveling at the fact that you would see him in the capsule and it would be carried up with this balloon, helium balloon, and then we would be able to see it all taking place live, him in the capsule, thousands of miles above the Earth, and the conversation with Mission Control. You see right there the earlier images of that balloon being filled up, a balloon that we heard our Chad Myers and others describe as 10 times thinner. The membrane is 10 times thinner than a sandwich bag. And a lot is being gleaned from this scientific experiment. It is not strictly for thrill seekers. We're going to watch one more time what happened 23 miles above Earth. There's his mother there, Ava, who was with tears in her eyes. And this is the jump once he's disconnected from the umbilical. And this is Felix Baumgartner in that free fall. And the excitement and exuberance there from the crew, Mission Control, and of course the mom, again, first time ever leaving Europe. And now you're looking, still delayed pictures, but you are seeing a very relieved Felix Baumgartner there on the ground. Extraordinary moment. Difficult to know where in proximity to Mission Control he's actually landed. You mentioned, Brian, there's the helicopter. You said a chopper would find him, and they did.
They found him, Frederica. It's interesting, when he was doing his final glide onto the surface, you could see a chopper kind of circling around him. They've just rushed up to him. Very, very exciting. Now, when he landed a couple of minutes ago, he got on his knees, he raised his fists, and it was just a great moment.
Incredible. Chad, your impressions. This really is an incredible human feat. It is one for science as well. And all of those who love science and love aeronautical engineering and space have tears in their eyes.
Yeah, it's really very much little you can say, honestly.
To preserve the data and the pictures that are there. There's
Stratos capsule altitude is
family celebrating
4,000 feet.